Hi, I'm Andrew Hookham, and for my Seckathon, I made a project called Sentient Life, which is a pun on the idea that ants communicate by pheromones. So they emit smells that the other ants pick up on, and they organize as communities. They're fairly unintelligent as pathfinders, as individuals, but together, when they catch each other's scents, it triggers their behavior. So you can see that I have these little pellets. You can see white ones or gray ones, and those are indicating certain things. So the white path is a harvest trail, and if an ant stumbles across another ant's harvest trail, it does some vector math and walks in the direction of that path away from its home. And then the darker ones are to indicate that the food is gone. So there was a problem I was having, like where when they get to the end of the trail, if the food is gone, they still think the food's out there ahead of them. So you have to tell them to stop looking for food there and trigger an end to sort of the harvest mode. So these ants can do lots of things. They fight with each other. They have lots of properties. They have strength, speed, maximum health. They have a parameter for when they should consider themselves hungry and in need of food, to go back. And so they're cued to go back home and exhaust the food supply at their native anthill if they reach a certain minimum threshold. I don't know, they're really cool. They have collision detection. So when they hit these rocks, they like have to navigate around them. Let's see. They're a little bit buggy. They die. So when they die, they turn into these white corpses that the other ants can then eat. That they treat like food. And lastly, the whole thing is wired up for evolution. So each colony has its own unique DNA that's initially set to standard parameters for, I think, 6 different things. And then each ant is made using a random mutation off of that prototype for the colony. And then if a colony falls below a certain number of members, it's automatically reseeded using a mutation from the other colony's DNA. And yeah, and there's reproduction based on the amount of food at the home. So each of these ants is harvesting food from those apples and bringing it home. And when the home food supply gets above a certain threshold, they know to produce a new ant. And actually that is part of the algorithm, the genetic algorithm, that they're trying to find the optimum solution for how much food they need to have before they reproduce. So I'm excited about this project. It has a lot of features. I made it in P5 .js, which like it has some cool things. So like, you know, obviously I was able to do it, but I think the rendering optimization isn't very good. And so I would have liked to have, you know, thousands of ants, but that's really not technically possible even with only 2D. The lead frequency is how often it drops. So it has to pay a price. So each ant, like, its health is reduced by a certain amount each term. So it pays for how fast it is, how strong it is, and how much its max health can be. And so this way, there's a cost to having these otherwise apparently positive features. And then each individual ant has its own mutated version of each property that you see here, except for the breed threshold, which is the property that the colony as a whole has, but not each individual ant. And let's see, the strength influences a couple of things. It influences, so like the stronger you are, the more food you can bring back each trip from your trips to the apples, and also the better you do in fights. So how much you how much health you take off of your enemy is determined by your strength. It's determined by your strength and your health, right? Because if you're really unhealthy, then you shouldn't be able to do as much damage to your opponent. Yeah, sometimes they get stuck. It turns out that there are like these really complicated if-else statements, like where you think that you adjust an ant's velocity based on a certain situation, but then later on you adjusted it back, or right? The underlying logic. So yeah, thank you.